Well, hello everybody. This is Don with Wizard Tower Games. Welcome to my 8 o'clock live. Holly Mack, how you doing? Um, Hope everybody can hear me all right. I've got a new mic on, so it should be operating pretty good. So if you can hear me fine, just let me know and I'll be happy. Um, Want to talk a little bit about a few game releases that are coming up this week. Um, First and foremost, I want to talk a little bit about Lost Adventures of Gary Con. We're going to get into D20 Delving. We're going to get into Blades and Arcana. Then we're going to get into a little bit of Wizard Con. Going to show you a little sneak peek of the front website that's going live. I was hoping tonight, but it's going to be tomorrow morning just because I'm tweaking a few more small things. We're going to talk a little bit about some things that Tim Kask is going to be doing at WizardCon, special event that's going to be happening. I'm going to tell you about a few of the panels that are going to be happening at WizardCon and also some of the new guests. Thank you. That makes me feel better. Just I want to make sure that the mic was operating fine. So let's go ahead and just dive right into it. Just start the show off with a high note, and that is the Lost Adventures of Gary Con, as my friend Tim Kask once said on his video. He said the Lost Adventures of Gary Con are going to stay lost for a little while longer. Well, I'm happy to announce that the Lost Adventures of Gary Con have finally been found. Primary binding is wrapped up tonight. Tomorrow I'll be doing a video of the books, the 6 maps, the dice, the special bound limited edition dual module, which has the 2 original modules that Tim did their direct scans of Tim's original modules. Terry R, how you doing? And also certificate of authenticity. And also there's going to be a limited edition card in there with it. That's going to go with our new card game. It's like a role-playing game in a deck called Realms. That is not going to be in the normal deck. Only people who buy the Lost Adventures of Gary Con are going to have this special card. So it's something pretty unique if you want it. So that is some extremely good news for tonight, is to finally have these hardcover books done. The only thing I really have to do, and that's why shipping probably isn't going to start taking place until Friday, is I have to finish doing some spiral binding of the limited edition modules. Because the hardcover book is a hardcover perfect bound book, full color interior, but there's a dual pack of game modules that are bound similar to how Tim bound the originals. And these also come with the Lost Adventures of Gary Con, kind of a cool thing you can have along with it. So in case you want to crack your book open and you just want to play the modules per Tim, the original scan of modules, just the way Tim designed them, you can go ahead and do that. D20 Delving is going to be in full process right after this, probably starting next week. Into primary printing of all the minis. There's going to be a total of 8 minis that come with each game. So there's a lot of remaining 3D printing that has to be done for the minis. So we're going to be posting some imagery of that on our large format 3D printers that we have. Along with that, of course, boards, boxes, and all those bits and pieces have to be made too. So in the meantime, we've kind of worked out, I think, an arrangement with the Chinese manufacturer to pay the storage fees. So fingers crossed on that. If those are released before the other ones are made, then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll just ship out them in the Krampus packs for people who bought Krampus packs. So that's a good thing. Along with that, Open Worlds role-playing game, just kind of give you kind of a brief overview. There are 3 manuals that come with that. There's going to be a critter catalog, which is like a monster manual. There is going to be the Open Worlds Player's Handbook and the Open Worlds Game Master's Guide. We've been in heavy development of that. We kind of got sidetracked because of Lost Adventures. And I want to kind of go into something real quick. I got asked a question the other day. It was actually 2 days ago. Why did the Lost Adventures of Gary Con take so long to develop? You know, why? It's just, as the individual says, it's just a dang game. Well, it's more than that. At least I consider it more than that. You know, if you're doing a game for your own company and you got a design team or you're designing with people, you do it, you know exactly how you want to do it, and you get it cranked out. But when you're taking somebody else's work, especially somebody of the caliber like Tim Kask, And you're taking their work, and not only are you using their work, but you're taking their words and you're converting them into Advanced Dungeons and Dragons and also 5e. I take that really seriously, and I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to coding websites, and I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to game design. And it amplifies 100-fold when I'm doing something that's using the work of somebody so iconic as Tim Kask, because you want to make it good, you want to do it right, and you want to do it justice. So it did take a little bit longer than anticipated. So, but those days are over. We're moving forward with it, and life will be good. So tomorrow, what I plan on doing is tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do kind of like a bunch of photo spreads. We're going to do some videos of the product. We're going to go ahead and offer some people some specialized links in case you haven't got a copy at a really good price. We're going to do kind of like a good price point on it. And, you know, what we're going to do is we're going to offer people who have not picked a copy yet to get a copy at a really good deal. Holly Max says you want to do it, justice deserves. Absolutely. Because, you know, this is going to be around for a very long time, hopefully on people's shelves and something that they cherish, because each copy is also hand signed by Tim, and they're limited 1 to 300. So there's not going to be a lot of them out there, because some people will, you know, some will get damaged in gameplay, some people will get them damaged, and some people will go ahead and really covet them and collect them. So there'll be something pretty collectible. Diatus, how you doing? Glad to see you on the show. And Local 433 Gumby, how you doing? Thank you. So that's the Lost Adventures of Gary Con. So tomorrow you're going to see it. We're going to do a video of us opening the book. We're going to be going through the pages. You'll see exactly what we're going to go ahead and do. Like I said, D20 Delving, the board game, that's another thing that's very close to me and Tim's heart. That's the first project me and Tim worked on. For those of you who do not know, the cool thing about D20 Delving is going to be each card, and also on elements among the game, there's going to be QR codes. And what you do is you take your phone and you scan the card, and you'll hear Tim Kask read off the card in his own unique inflection and how he changes his voice to match creature types and NPC types and skills and such. It's a really cool game. And me and Tim were talking on the phone 2 nights ago about this, and you know, we're really anxious to get D20 Delving out into people's hands also. Now, for WizardCon coming up in April, Tim is going to be there. And Tim is going to be running a special game. And for those of you who like a really good old-fashioned adventure with a dungeon master who's about as dungeon mastery as you're going to be able to get, and that is Tim Kask, you're going to be able to get into, it's called Tim Kask's Adventure. And what it is, it's a one-time game session during WizardCon for 4 hours. What you're going to do is you're going to be in a private room with Tim. Only 10 people are going to go in there. And there is going to be his adventure that I'm not going to name right now because I don't think I got Tim's permission to name it, but it's one of Tim's favorite adventures, very limited. It's going to come into a very limited edition module. You're going to be able to get Tim to sign it. You're going to have a chance while in game to talk to Tim, get his autograph, get pictures, probably have Tim tell you several stories of back in the day at the real TSR Hobbies. And WizardCon is going to have some drinks in there for you and also some food. So you're going to be able to have a private kind of snack type meal with Tim while adventuring, have some drinks, and have a 4-hour game session with him. So I think that's pretty cool. So that's going to be limited to only 10 people. But what you got to do is you got to go to WizardCon's tabletop events page. All you do is type in WizardCon, WIZARDCON. It's one word. And put that in the convention title, and you'll see WizardCon 2025 pull up. Click on tickets. You need to buy a set of tickets, and you can buy into the Tim Kask Adventure Experience. It's going to be really cool. Tim's a really cool GM, and who knows what else he'll do while in that game session. You just never know. But you're going to walk out with something really cool. You're going to walk out with pictures, a good experience, and yeah, something that you're going to be able to walk away from the convention with. That's pretty cool. You know, pretty fun experience. Other game projects is going to be Blades and Arcana. Blades and Arcana is the joint project between myself, Eric Tenkar, and Tom Verroll. Eric is from 10 Cars Tavern. Tom wrote from Tabletop Tap Room. And what we did is we took an existing game that Eric developed and we kind of tweaked it and changed it and modified it. And it's Blades and Arcana Basic. It's a quick start rules, old school style role-playing game. And we're going to be coming out with Blades and Arcana Core, which is basically a full-scale role-playing game that we probably need to get with Eric and Tom because we need to start getting that Devon going. Also, along with that, we're coming out with a game called Snarkberry's Academy for the Magically Gifted. That is with us working with gaming legend Paulie Kidd. Me and Paulie, matter of fact, had a video conference yesterday for about an hour and a half. We went through. We talked about the play testing that we performed on it. Paulie gave us, we kind of did kind of a plan on the book. The book is going to be a full color manual. It's going to be art heavy, and it is a really cool, it's kind of a cross between, it's kind of a campaign setting role-playing game mix. It's going to have some pretty cool maps in there and such. And then also we're going to be doing probably a backer kit for Stars and Sails, which is Paulie Kidd's whimsical adventure setting RPG game. It's really cool. But we're going to get into full scale development now that playtesting is over with for Snarkberry's Academy for the Magically Gifted. So those are our kind of like on the horizon. And then also I have a couple projects also I'm working with Tim developing. These are going to be adventure modules. We are in the middle of another adventure module for a gentleman by the name of St. Cuthbert. He goes on here. We're getting his module into his module is currently in edit. We're supposed to get it about a week ago, but the editor took about another week. And then Lair, Lair, is coming out. Lair is going to be a 5e compatible. Basically, it's a 5e compatible dungeon crawl, deep lair. It's big. It's not as big as the biggest role, or gaming module adventure that's out there. I forget by the company, but it's going to be a big module, multi-level, solid storyline behind it, very well written storyline. So it's very story driven, and it's not. It is not straight linear. In other words, you don't go from A to B to C to D. You really have the ability to explore and kind of make your own way in the dungeon. It's kind of a unique way of doing a dungeon crawler. But I'll let you go. We're going to be posting about it here pretty soon. So let me real quickly show you real quick a snapshot. This is just going to be the front splash page of the WizardCon website. And I want to talk a little bit about the logo. Let me do this better yet. This is the WizardCon 2025 website. As you notice, the big yellow, light orange, red, light purple, dark blue logo, courtesy of Jim Wampler from Mud Puppy Games. He is the creator of Marvin the Mage. He was good enough to get us a logo. And that logo is going to be on things like t-shirts and mugs and such. We're going to do a lot of swag for WizardCon. Jim, thank you very much. Jim's a really cool guy. He worked hard on this, believe it or not, and we sat there and kind of tweaked back and forth, and he went right along with the tweaks and got the logo worked out for us. We want kind of like an 80s old school vibe to the logo, and I think he just really nailed it, knocked it out of the ballpark. Oh geez, what else to discuss? I kind of blew through everything in 15 minutes. Just basically, we're prepping right now for a lot of projects. We're prepping for a lot of production. Getting Lost Adventures of Gary Con out there to everybody is going to be a huge thing off my back. And then the next step is to get D20 delving thing. Brian Thomas, thanks for tuning in. He says, when will Blades and Arcana Basic be out? Blades and Arcana will be out within probably about 7 calendar days. I'm actually doing I'm doing saddle stitch binding on it now. So probably within about 7 days, maybe a little bit yet. Has Big Vic, how you doing, buddy? Has Lanasty called your venue yet? let's put it this way: the venue has received phone calls. I can't really get into, for certain reasons, exactly who, but the venue received phone calls within 48 hours of us announcing it on our social media. So go figure. But convention's on. They're not changing it. Martin, who is the convention organizer, is a really big D&D player from back in the day. He's my age, mid 50s. So, you know, he's a big late 70s, early 80s kind of guy playing D&D and such in Chicago. Matter of fact, he will be there at WizardCon on his day off on Sunday because he wants to go out, game, hang out, and meet some celebrities that are showing up to the convention. Like I said, the convention is really progressing really well. Oh, excuse me, hold on. Big Vic says, I'm not saying it was him, Vic. I'm just saying that they received phone calls within 48 hours. Local 433 Gumby, you can believe it. There's people out there that are just sour. And that's another thing I think I'm going to talk about real quick. You know, sometimes I think what you can do is you can get caught up in something so much. It can affect you. It can affect your productivity. It can affect your creativity. It can affect the way that you interact with people. And I think that this whole thing with a company that is no longer in business affected me that way. And I was talking to Eric Tenkar and Tom Veralt the other day about it. And also I was talking to Jim Wampler on the phone heavily about this. And I've just decided that, you know what, time to take a nice hot shower, wash it off, and you know what, move on. You know, the best revenge is always success. The best revenge is always creativity, producing, and doing the things that you love. And, you know, if it irritates other people, it irritates other people. You know, people have strange motivations. Big Vic says, didn't Tabletop Tom just bust him for bankruptcy fraud? I don't know what's going on. I don't know about that. All I know, and I will give you an update as to the status, because we are a creditor in a certain bankruptcy. We have not been notified formally yet of the bankruptcy being closed, nor have we been notified if we are going to be receiving any of this money that Wizards of the Coast paid the bankruptcy court. So who knows? It's all up in the air right now. Local 433 company says, so much effort and hating. If he changed his life, would be so much better. I think people's lives are going to change drastically. But again, I'm worried about, I'm going to pour my worries and my efforts into Wizard Tower Games, into WizardCon. Me and my wife, Tina, we want WizardCon to be a solid convention for everybody. We want people to go there, have a ton of fun. We got a lot of really awesome guests lined up. Paulie Kidd is going to be showing up at the convention via virtual terminal because Paulie lives in Australia. So we got Paulie Kidd. Merle Rasmussen could not make it. And this is something I'm going to publicly say. Merle could not make it because he was busy the first weekend of WizardCon. But the problem was we didn't know it was Easter. So we bumped it one weekend to the 25th, 26th, and 27th. So I'm going to reach out to Merle tonight and say, hey, are you available the 25th, 26th, and 27th? I'll fly you up. Let's come on to WizardCon. So, yeah, he did a YouTube short on, oh, I saw him. Yeah, he did a YouTube. I don't know. Like I said, you know, in all fairness, I will say one thing. The bankruptcy trustee has been very closed-mouthed about everything. For those of you with a Pacer account, you can go on Pacer and look it up yourself. I was on Pacer a couple days ago. I looked it up. There's some type of financial filing. I'm not an attorney. I'm not an accountant. There's some type of financial filing that the trustee made. I don't really understand the details of it. I'm not going to call my attorney and incur a $150 phone call bill just to get that. I figure if something happens, if we're due money, we will get a phone call. We'll get an email. We'll get a letter in the mail from the bankruptcy court, or when it's closed, if it's closed, you know, it'll be what it's going to be. Oh, thank you very much. That's nice of you. I appreciate it, Local 433 Gumby. You know, the thing is this, you know, we all have our flaws. We all have our flaws. We all have our, you know, for lack of a better word, our anchors that kind of hold us back. And I think what one of my anchors was is I just got so embroiled in all of this. It affected me. It affected my creativity. So I'm just not going to let it happen anymore. It'll be what it's going to be. You know what I mean? No crying over spilt milk. It was a good learning curve. It taught me things, how to do certain things properly. It taught me what to watch out for. And yeah, that's basically it. One quick second. Gotta get my eyeballs on. I got a quick thing. Okay, I'm going to bring something up real quick. I just received a text from Victor Dorso, and I want to clear something up real quick for the air, also for Vic's sake. We originally had WizardCon set up for the weekend, I believe, of the 16th, 17th, and 18th. Okay? Or excuse me, 18th, 19th, and 20th. Sorry, 18th, 19th, and 20th. And the venue called me and my wife, and they said, we need you to come in. We got a problem. I thought, oh, great, they got a phone call. So we went in, and he's like, we got a problem. And I was like, what? And he goes, the problem is that, did you know that the 20th was Easter Sunday? I totally didn't even, in my mind, think about it. And my wife, and he's like, we might have a problem with getting people to be here, staff, you know what I mean? Like supply the food Sunday morning, breakfast and lunch, and to man the restaurant, because they're keeping the restaurant open on Sunday for the convention. They normally don't. So we were like, okay, well, this is going to be real easy. We'll bump it to the week before. And they said we can't because there's a wedding venue the week before. So we went ahead and said, well, is it free the following week, 25th, 26th, and 27th? And he said, yes. I said, we'll take it. He said, great. So we kind of modified the dates on the paperwork. I put my John Hancock initial, Martin did his, and they adapted it in this, the website. So when you call the hotel, they say, but, I did not know something, and that was DaveCon, which is Victor Dorso's convention, is running on April 25th, 26th, and 27th, 2025. And we basically laid our convention on the same weekend as Victor's. It was unintentional. I apologize, Victor. There was no, not even thinking of it. We just went ahead and did it. As a matter of fact, one of the things that we did when we were sitting at the table with Martin, my wife got on, not Tabletop Events, my wife got on another website where it lists like all the conventions in the United States by month. And we checked, and there was like some obscure convention happening in California. And I figured, hey, no big deal. There's nothing happening locally. Well, Vic is having his. So, we were not doing WizardCon to step on Victor's toes. It was a scheduling overlap that we just didn't even think about. We were just kind of caught up. We had to make a quick decision. We were sitting there in the venue, and the venue was like, we didn't know a date. And we didn't want to do it in March because there's two conventions happening in March, with GaryCon being, of course, the most famous. And then there's one happening 2 weeks prior to that. And I didn't want like a 2-week smash between two big conventions. And then, like I said, we wanted to have it on the 18th, 19th, and 20th. And we did not realize that the 20th was Easter. So, Victor, I apologize. What I'll do is this. I'm actually going to make a note of this right now, and I'm going to coordinate with you for next year, because I want to make sure that we don't lay our convention on top of your convention. And I'd be happy to kind of cross advertise our conventions if you want next or for the following year. So again, my apologies to Vic. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I say it and I apologize. DaveCon's a really cool convention. I'm happy to talk about it. Vic has had DaveCon. I think, Victor, if you're in the comments still, I think, what is this, your 5th year doing DaveCon? And every year he gets a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. Classic, homegrown convention. Vic does it old school, and Vic does it right. We've actually done some printing and t-shirts and stuff for DaveCon before for Vic. And, Vic, Cal, thank you. Vic says, always the last week in April for me. Okay. You know what? Now that we know that, my apologies. It wasn't done, like I said, in any way with spite or animus, or like I'm gonna go ahead and step on Vic's, toes or anything like that. Strictly 100%. We were there. We had to make a decision, and we're just kind of like going, oh shit, we got this convention that's laying over Easter Sunday, and luckily, and I don't take offense to this, Vic, but luckily we did change it because I told Tim about it, and Tim's like, oh crap, I didn't even think about that. And Tim goes, yeah, I wouldn't be able to come. And I know for a fact a lot of vendors probably wouldn't be able to come too, because a lot of vendors, a lot of people want to be home on Easter Sunday with their family, and I don't blame them. We want to have an Easter Sunday and dinner and everything with our family. So, DaveCon happens every year. This is year number 4 for DaveCon. Victor, now that I know definitively it's the last weekend every single year, what I will do is I will juggle between Easter and DaveCon for 2026. We're not going to step on your toes again. Like I said, my apologies. I'm happy. Hey, Vic, if you want, I'm happy to invite you in. If you want to spend a few minutes and let's talk about DaveCon, I'm happy to help you plug it if you're interested. If you got a video, if not, let me know. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to, didn't mean to do it. Just like I said, it was one of these things. We're sitting at the table. We got, we're there expecting, getting told, sorry, your convention's canceled because we have phone calls, and it turns out it's Easter Sunday. And so, like I said, we just scrambled and did. And I don't think we're grabbing any people from Victor or anything like that. I think, let's see. Vic says tickets will be on sale tomorrow. Hey, Vic, is that going to be on Tabletop Events, or are you going to be doing that via a website? Because it's via Tabletop Events. You can go to Tabletop Events and .com, I believe it is. Let me double check real quick. You can go to, yes, it is tabletopevents tabletop.events.com. And you can go ahead and put in DaveCon, and I'm sure DaveCon will come right up for 2026. But the big thing here is this is one of the reasons not Vic, but one of the difficult things that we ran into when we were setting up the convention is we thought about doing it in July again. But the problem is we saw that we were dealing with Gen Con. And a few vendors said that they would love to have come to WizardCon, but the problem with WizardCon in July was they would kind of be recouping from Gen Con. So I don't know. Vic says, I don't think we cross guests. No, we don't. I didn't think we cross guests at all. Not at all. At the end of the day, you know what? I think 2 small gaming conventions can exist on the same weekend. Cal Vanoni, of course you say this. These 2 wrestled off. Victor's like 6'10". There ain't no freaking way I'm gonna wrestle Victor Dorso. I go up to like his freaking belly button. I mean, the guy's like a gargantuan. He's like 7.5 feet tall. He has a height advantage on me. But the thing is, I really do think that 2 separate small conventions can go ahead and exist in the same plane. We're in Michigan, Vic's in Minnesota, I believe, and it is what it is. Yeah, 6'6". I was off an inch. So the thing is again, I don't think WizardCon is going to pull much from DaveCon, and DaveCon is going to pull much from WizardCon. It is what it is. You know what? If you're in the Minnesota area or that neck of the woods, go to DaveCon. I mean, we're not there to take from anybody. We're not there to try to, impinge anybody. This is just about everybody have fun. And Cal says those are far enough apart. Yeah, they're far enough apart. And plus, we want to keep our convention relatively small. We want to keep it more boutique-like, sort of like North Texas. I think Vic's convention's a different vibe than our convention. We're going to be having things, and Vic, let me know if you're going to have any of this, but we're going to have things like a contest, a costume contest for kids. We're working right now with Reaper Miniatures, trying to get them to possibly sponsor us and provide minis for the kids painting contest. We have like a kids mini contest painting. We're going to go ahead, and there's going to be people that are going to be dressing up for it. We've already had people say, hey, can I go ahead and can I dress up? The new website that's going up live probably tonight or tomorrow morning at the very, very latest. What we're going to do is we're going to have, you're going to see under our policies, you're going to see the rules on wearing clothing, or costumes. Big Vic says, we are having a game show. Yeah, see, we're not having a game show. So Vic is bringing some new fun things into it. So are we. We're going to be doing several panels. We've got Eric, speaking of panels, we got Eric Tencar from Tencar's Tavern on Friday going to be doing a panel on game design, or not game design, excuse me, creating your own game vlog. We are going to have Pauly Kid doing a couple panels, one on Friday, one on Saturday, about gaming inclusiveness. And then we're going to have another one he's going to be doing, or she's going to be doing on, Pauly's going to be doing the second one on war gaming, I believe. I am going to be doing one on designing board game and taking a board game from concept to final design ready to print. I'll be doing that on Saturday. And then I'm possibly going to be having Tim Cass do a panel. I got to get with him, finalize it, about maybe talking about what happened back in the day, working with Gary Gygax, all the fun stuff people are always probably asking him about. Vic says it's going to be called So You Married a Gamer. Oh, very cool. Yeah. A take on oh, okay. Gotcha. See, that's what I'm talking about. Vic is doing a lot of fun different things for his convention. We're doing a lot of different fun stuff for ours. So, they're not just two of the same type conventions, kind of like next door to each other. So, again, I'll just say it here. If you're in the Michigan area, you want to come to WizardCon, go to Tabletop Events. You're going to be able to go to the wizardcon.org website tonight or tomorrow morning. You're going to be able to sign up. And if you want to go to DaveCon and you're out in the Minneapolis area, go on out to DaveCon. That's what this is all about. I just think that the idea behind it is we just support each other. We go ahead, we have a lot of fun with each other, and stay friends. That's what this is all about, So, what else are we going to be doing at WizardCon? We got a costume contest for kids, costume contest for adults. We start having a lot of adults show up. We're going to be doing a raffle. The raffle is basically going to be like a fundraiser for a charity. We haven't decided on the charity yet. Me and Tim's actually been kind of really helping with the convention, giving me ideas and such and feedback. And we're going to go ahead and do that. Yes. We just, like I said, we just want a real old-fashioned, small click kind of or convention vibe. The convention center is going to, like I said, we're going to be, let's see, let me think here. We got several panels right off the bat. We've already have a few vendors signed up. I'm going to be doing some gaming there. I'm going to be doing D20 Delving, and I'm going to be doing D20 Krieg. And me and Pauly Kid are talking about developing a samurai-based tabletop game, mass table comp game, and make it more simplified. So you don't have a master's degree in Japanese history in order to play the thing like the other older samurai games. Me and Pauly talked about that. So we're going to be developing most likely something of that order, and might be able to have it out by then. We're 9 months out, a little bit tight to develop a tabletop game, but Pauly says that she has the rules already kind of almost developed. So depending on the state of those rules, we could probably have that done too. So D20 Delving is going to be at WizardCon, D20 Krieg, tabletop tank game, and also along with that, we're going to be doing possibly a samurai-based game. See, Vic says, Don, you'll be lucky to play games at your first convention. Too busy. Yeah, I know, but the nice thing is if I can't run the game, my wife can. She's my CEO, CFO, general manager, coffee management specialist, overall boss, and Jacqueline of all trades, my wife. So if I don't run the game, she will. You're right. I'll probably be running around like a chicken with my head cut off. So, and that's okay. I'm looking forward to meeting everybody. There's a lot of people that have been reaching out to me saying they're coming. Going to be putting a lot of faces and human hellos to the names online. So I'm looking forward to it. But also with WizardCon, board games, role-playing games, old school D&D, 5e, the new version of D&D if people want to play it. Traveler, GURPS, you name it. If you want to go ahead and you want to start a game, you can go ahead and start a game. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yes, she is, but we actually have a really good team of people that are going to be working with us. So there's going to be a total of about, I'm going to guess probably upwards of almost 10 staff there. So we should be able to be okay. It's just going to be really cool. We're just looking forward to it. And, if I don't get the gaming in, I don't get the gaming in, but I'm sure that we can somehow get working on it. And my wife is in the chat. She says, yes, I was going to say I'm jack of all trades, many titles here, but I'm super excited for the con. Yes. Yeah, Tina's been a really huge help to me on this convention. I mean, we talk about it constantly, very in-depth into the planning. Her teacher mentality, the way she thinks, is perfect for this kind of thing. She's really into planning and doing all that. Local Gumby says, yeah, my better half is in chat. So, I mean, what do you do? Like I said, she's just everywhere with me. So that's good. So guest wise, like I said, we've got, and pardon if I miss anybody, but we have Tim Kask, we have Jim Wampler, we have Paulie Kidd showing up virtually. We have Joe Block, the Greyhawk Grognard, is showing up. We have author Stephen Lake. We have Jeff D. I am going to be reaching out to Merle Rasmussen because Merle missed it the previous weekend, and we're going to see if he can make it this weekend. Oh, geez, I really don't want to miss anybody because I'd feel really bad if I missed anybody. Darlene. Darlene is a groundbreaking female artist who did the Greyhawk map, for those of you who don't know. Jim Wampler, Rob Conley from Bat and the Attic Games is going to be there. Eric Tenkar is going to be there. David Floor is going to be there. From Dark Light Interactive. He is working on Zonk with me, and we are hopefully going to have at least the active beta, if not the finished game, by April, and we can go ahead and show everybody playing the game on the big screen. In WizardCon, we're going to have several private rooms. You can go ahead and get a private room, and a couple of the rooms have multiple round 4-foot tables, so you can do whatever you need to do. The hotel is offering also is if your group is 21 and older and you want to have a portable bar in the room with a bartender, it's like $150 for 2 hours, and the bartender will be in there with you, and they'll like your drinks and everything while you game. That's pretty cool. Cal says Darlene did a ton. Yes, she did a ton of the original art. She went ahead and developed a collectible or a card game that they did. She developed, and TSR was not the one that did the card game. I don't remember the company that did the card game, but she did a card game. She did, like I said, the World of Greyhawk map of the Flans. And I think with her being there and then Joe Block, the Greyhawk Grognard, I think that's going to be a really cool combination. But got a lot of cool people showing up, and I've got feelers out right now to several others that might be showing up. We also have a virtual guest showing up, and the only thing I'm going to say is that if you are an Aliens fan or an Alien fan, you're really going to like this one. And this individual is going to be chiming in from several states away, and what she will be doing is she'll be saying hello to everybody, and she's agreed to spend about 10-15 minutes on the live stream talking about Aliens and another movie that she starred in that has to do with ghosts and busters. I'll let you kind of do the math and try to think about who that might be. Local 430 Grumpy says, does 150 only cover cost of setup? Local 433, are you talking about the vendor? The vendor room? Or what are you talking about? Because if you're going to come to the convention, it is, I believe it's $55 for all. Oh, never mind. Sorry about that. The bar. The $150 fee is for them to bring the portable bar in your room, get it all set up, and the bartender will stay there, I think, for 2 hours. So for 2 hours, the bartender's there. And so that's, I think, their labor and setup fee and everything else. So if your gaming group wants to have some, and from what I understand, the bartender is a very experienced bartender, so they have a wide palette that they can go ahead and do for you. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. If you're not into that though, like I said, we're gonna have 3 private rooms along with the conference room. The private rooms are on the main floor, right down the hallway from the conference room. And what's really cool about those rooms is they're actually old hotel rooms that they've modified and made into special meeting spaces. So you have a bathroom in there. You don't got to leave the game in order to use the bathroom. You got the bathroom there. You have a large room area with tables and everything. One of the rooms we've specified that it needs to have a TV with DVD player in case you want to have music or you want to have some type of video playing, or if you go ahead and you want to have graphics, you want to hook your computer up to the back of the flat screen and you want to go ahead and have a map on the wall or whatnot. It's up to you. The conference room, which Tim Kask will be in, has a large dry erase marker or dry erase board, like a 4-foot by 3-foot tall dry erase board at one end and a large flat screen on the other end. So again, I don't know how Tim will use it. I don't know if Tim will use it, but the Tim Kask experience is 4 hours of gaming, food, drink, and you get the limited edition module, autograph, photos, hear Tim tell about things that only Tim can tell about. So, so WizardCon is a go, April 25th, 26th, and 27th, 2025, Kalamazoo, Michigan, and it's right off the exit. I mean, literally, and if you fly into Kalamazoo, and this is some information, if you fly into Kalamazoo, you're 5, maybe 8 minutes away from the convention space. It's right down the road. If you fly into Battle Creek, you are about 25 minutes from the convention space. And if you fly in from Detroit, you are about 2 hours away from the convention space. So my suggestion is fly into Battle Creek, W.K. Kellogg Battle Creek, or fly into Kalamazoo International. That's what I would suggest if you're going to come to WizardCon. What else? Wizard Tower Games will have a table at the space. We are actually waiting until the last table is available. We will take the last table that's available. That way, we're not taking a vendor table that some vendor wants. So we're going to go ahead, and our system is skewed to where as soon as the one from the last is bought, the vendor tables go off sale, and we're going to have a vendor table there with all of our product there also. So, yeah. So a lot of fun stuff. A lot of things are happening. Look tomorrow, Lost Adventures of GaryCon. We're going to be showing photographs of it. We're going to be showing some video of it. And we're going to be doing a very limited time deal. If you want to pick it up, you can go ahead and grab that also. Vic says, don't forget the Amtrak option. Absolutely. Amtrak runs a train into Battle Creek and also into Kalamazoo. If you go ahead and you grab the Amtrak into Kalamazoo and or Battle Creek, you're going to need to get an Uber into the convention space, or maybe somebody at the convention that that drove or something might be able to come pick you up. The problem with, and I'm going to be honest here about Kalamazoo. Kalamazoo is an awesome town. If you're into ethnic food, everything from African to Indian to Italian to barbecue to coney dogs. I mean, you name the type of Egyptian. I mean, you name the type of food. Chinese, Szechuan, it's there. There is a Chinese restaurant, as a matter of fact, that when you go in, you can tell them, I don't want the regular menu. I want the Chinese menu. The authentic Chinese one, and they will give that to you. But there's something about Kalamazoo you got to understand. Where the train station is at, hold on to your bags, because it's not in the ideal part of Kalamazoo. There's a small area of Kalamazoo that is not ideal. So if you do the Amtrak into Kalamazoo, keep your bags close. I mean, it's safe and everything, but I just wouldn't trust your bags. Don't leave your bags to go over to the drinking fountain or something. The hotel, and the hotel might have a solution, because the hotel has a shuttle. So I got to get with the hotel to find out if they'll pick people. I know they pick people up at the airport. So if you ride into the airport, call the hotel and they'll come pick you up. I don't know if it's to the train station, because the train station is way, way downtown across Kalamazoo. I'll get with the hotel tomorrow, as a matter of fact. and I will find out for everybody about that, and we'll pick up, or we're not pick up, we'll tell everybody about it tomorrow. Okay. So I'll ask the hotel about that tomorrow. Do they go to the train station? Because I know they go to the airport. So if you fly in, call the hotel, say you're there for WizardCon, and they'll come get you. They got a really nice shuttle. So, but yeah, that's about it for tonight. Tomorrow's going to be a really busy day. We're going to be, like I said, we're going to be putting photos of Lost Adventures of Gary Con. We're going to be doing video of all the product, letting everybody see it. We're expecting our larger book boxes this weekend, so shipping will be happening right around Friday. Expect it, possibly Saturday, depending when Uline gets us our larger book boxes. The ones we got were a little bit thin for it. So because we're adding like a lot of stuff to it, like 6 maps and the bound soft cover adventures, the dice, the certificate of authenticity, the card, all that kind of stuff is going in there. So we had to get a little bit bigger boxes. So, but yeah, happy to finally have Lost Adventures of Gary Con done. Me and Tim are really relieved, and so that'll be a lot of fun. My wife says, if you fly into DTW, by the way, is Detroit. There's a good German restaurant stop at Longer Drive. Yeah, there's a restaurant called Metzger, exit 169. Me and my wife go there about once or twice a year. It's about as authentic as you can get. And but that's the 2-hour drive. That's Detroit. If you go in from flying from Detroit, DTW is Detroit. So I guess what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna let people go. I mean, we've been online for almost 50 minutes now. Vic, again, thank you for being a good sport about this. We'll kind of make sure we don't step on your convention toes in 2026. But yeah. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Hope everybody has a good night. Again, tomorrow, tune into our social medias. We're going to be doing a YouTube video on it, and we're also going to be doing our first TikTok is going to be tomorrow. Wizard Tower Games is on TikTok, so we're going to be doing a first TikTok with showing the Lost Adventures of Gary Con, and of course on Facebook as always. So everybody, hope you guys all have a good night. Happy gaming, and this is Don from Wizard Tower Games signing off, and we'll see you guys next week. By the way, real quick, vlog of many things. This Thursday, we're going to be talking about who knows what. So everybody, have yourself a really good night.